This week on GTV, GHS senior Jacob Hansen starts a small business. Nate Fahrenbrook travels to Lincoln to compete. Christmas lights are coming down, and winter sports are in full swing. Live from GHS studios in Gering, Nebraska, this is GTV. Here's your anchor, Jim Eastman.
The start of 2017 signals the beginning of the second semester, along with winter sports coming into full swing. Let's check in with Nate Fahrenbrook to give us the update on Gering High School's winter athletics.
Hi, I'm Nate Fernbrook with your winter update on sports. First, basketball. Our boys basketball team had a thrilling overtime victory on Friday where they beat Sydney 60-57. They'll be back in action Friday in Wheatland, Wyoming. Girls are also 7-4 on the season and play rival Scottsbluff tonight, Tuesday, January 10th at Gering High School. Our wrestlers are 2-10 and heading to Shadron this Friday, but then host rival Scottsbluff on Thursday, January 19th. We encourage all to come and support our wrestlers. That is it for sports this week. Back to Jim.
Thanks, Nate. While high school students are hard at work in their own sports, there are some GHS students that find different ways to compete using their unique talents.
During December 10th, 2016 in Lincoln, Nebraska, the annual Junior Olympic tryouts were held for men and women's 10-meter precision air rifle. The event did have other matches, however, in the form of 50-meter small bore, 3-position, and pistol, but due to time, we will only be covering the men and women's 10-meter precision. For starters, men in these events must shoot 60 shots timed. Each shot is aimed at an electric target that uses a sound wave from the hit to register the shot. The same mostly goes for the women, yet they only shoot 40 shots instead of the 60. Normally in a national event, the top 8 would shoot 10 to 20 shots depending on the event, and would have to fire the shot in the time frame of 50 seconds for each target. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have today. This has been Nate Fahrenbrook. Back to you in the studios.
Thanks again, Nate. To those of you that might want to have a friendly competition among your friends without the physical exertion, you're in luck. We were able to score an exclusive interview with former student Gabriel Domingo where he touched on the subject of rock, paper, scissors.
We've all seen and played the game of rock, paper, scissors, but have you ever wondered where the game originated? Some at GTV began to wonder where rock, paper, scissors started, so we began to do some research. According to teachinghistory.org, the game likely began in China around the time of Christ. During the 1700s, it made its way to Japan, and from Japan, it spread across Europe, and eventually to the United States. Another name for the game is Rochambeau, given by a French military commander. Remember, paper beats rock beats scissors, and scissors beats paper. Do you think you're good at the game? There's a robot hand developed in Japan that is never lost. Search YouTube for Hanken, spelled Janken, to see the robot. Rock, paper, scissors is a great way to settle disputes, determine who has shotgun, or decide who's buying lunch. So next time you play, remember where the game came from. This has been Gabe reporting for GTV News. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Gabe. It's that time of the year. Christmas lights are going to start coming down. But where did the idea of electronic lights on people's houses and trees come from? Reporter Matthew Eckerberg does the research.
Christmas lights have been around since the 1700s, but they originally started as candles melted onto Christmas trees in Germany and didn't even make their way to England until the 1820s. The first illuminated Christmas tree was invented in 1882 by a partner of Thomas Edison named Edward H. Johnson. He debuted the tree by setting it outside of his home in New York City with red, white, and blue lights. However, no local papers picked up the story because they saw it as a publicity stunt. From 1895 on, the electrically illuminated Christmas trees became standard, and the idea was given a huge boost from President Cleveland after he requested a Christmas tree be placed inside the White House. The first outdoor use of Christmas lights, however, was not until the 1950s, and it has remained standard ever since. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Matt. Good luck to those braving the icy rooftops in the upcoming weeks. If you're lucky, you might be able to hire someone to get the Christmas lights down for you. There are many students that find unique ways to put their skills to use, and senior Jacob Hansen has taken the award for Ingenuity.
Not only do I aim to help customers get their website up and running, but also to help them become more visible on Google, including Google Maps and information about them, and I'm helping them claim their business on Google.
Students at Gearing High School have a variety of different talents that they put to good use, both in school and in the community. Some turn to public speaking and theater, while others embrace their athleticism in sporting competitions. There aren't many, though, that make good money while doing it. GHS senior Jacob Hansen has found a way to put website development to good use by not only helping out members of the community, but also making a little dough while he's at it.
A standard website in today's time costs around $4,000 to $6,000 a piece, whereas I can build a website for around $600. This not only allows the customer to afford a website, but to also get their name out there and really get business going. So hopefully I can make this a viable business option that I can make through college, building websites, because I can build websites for anyone, anywhere across the globe at the point.
A technological whiz when it comes to programming, Jacob was first approached by GHS teacher Christian Schenk to modernize Schenk Roofing's dated website, which hadn't been redesigned in years.
After school one day, we were talking about redoing the website, and I had asked a couple of my students, I said, well, do you know anybody that does website coding? And they suggested, well, maybe Jacob Hansen does. And I said, oh, okay, well, I asked Jacob the next day in school, in class, and he said, yeah, I've done it before, and I'd love to do it. So that's how it happens. Thought it was a very good website. It's very well made. Looks very good. It's now mobile friendly, which was not something we did before with our old website.
Schenk went on to say that while not many people have seen the new website just yet, he's certain that as Schenk Roofing business picks up in the summertime, that many people will be sure to notice the new and sleek website. Hansen had to start somewhere with these skills, and while some of his talent was developed at home, a large amount of it emerged from taking classes with GHS teacher Brock Brown.
He completed a full semester of just web design, where he did a variety of different web design assignments and things like that, but he also was supposed to reach out to the community and come up with ideas and things that local businesses, community organizations would need for their web, design. I think is that he was able to do it all. I actually heard rumors about him starting his own business, and he briefly mentioned it to me at a marketing or DECA event that we were at together. But for the most part, he's done it all himself, all using some of the things that he'd learned about in class, but also some of the additional information that he's learned outside of class. So it's really impressive.
Jacob's plans for the future will be to go off to UNL to perfect his skills in software development, and he hopes to continue working on websites through Excurgent during that time. One thing is for certain, though. Regardless of where Jacob goes, he'll be able to represent Gearing High School in work and attitude through doing his very best in giving back to the community. Thanks a lot for your ingenuity, Jacob. This has been GTV. If you'd like to see any more of our content, be sure to check out our YouTube channel, GHS Technology. I'm your host, Jim Eastman. See you next time.